Hey, it's Eileen from Teach with ND, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to use Speechify for teacher self-care. So first, why do neurodivergent teachers need sensory-friendly tools in general? Well, a lot of us struggle with sensory sensitivities or things that are feeling overly loud or overly bright, and uncomfortable clothing, uncomfortable shoes. There's a lot of things like that, but all of that can lead to sensory overload. And with that, your executive functions become even more wonky. They tend to be a little bit out of whack, so to speak, when you're neurodivergent. So things like decision making and planning and prioritizing, those kind of adulting skills, when we're overloaded with sensory input. On top of that, it can add to the stress that we experience and make it even harder to function with some of those items I just mentioned. And then reading fatigue. So there's a lot of material that teachers need to read, as you know, and a lot of us struggle with, traditional sitting down and reading a book type of reading. It tires us out, and it can make it even hard to retain or even comprehend sometimes what we're reading without having to go back and reread multiple times. So reading can be a challenge for a lot of us, which is why I like Speechify so much, because it helps you by letting you listen to pretty much everything you need to listen to without having to go through all of that stress of sort of, going through like a traditional reading experience. So you can start swapping your scrolling for listening, and some ideas would be any short articles you have, saved posts, or lesson ideas. With Speechify, just like other similar tools, you can be hands-free so that you can be more comfortable. You can be up and moving around, for example. And when we allow ourselves to be more comfortable and up and moving around, it lets our brains absorb and attend to that material in a different way that usually suits us better and works for us better. So some ideas, if you wanted to listen to quote unquote self-care materials, you might want to try listening to inspirational articles or blogs, materials about navigating through burnout if you're experiencing any of that. And then if you're at all like me, going through those posts, social media posts that you save and never ever go back to, despite what we think we will do. Some other ideas for making your listening experience even more sensory friendly would be to pair it with fidgeting, whether that's with a fidget, in your hand, or, just letting yourself rock back and forth in your chair or your hammock or wherever you're reading. You could pair it with pacing. So as I mentioned, being up and moving around is usually a calming, it usually feels better than being sitting down. And of course, everybody's different, but that's how I've experienced it. But you might experience things differently, and that's totally fine. So these are just some ideas, but you could also pair your listening with walking or another form of exercise. Again, so that you can incorporate some movement. Some possible scenarios that you might want to do this would be you're too tired to read anything. It's the end of the day. You want something that is comforting to you. You might be feeling overstimulated from a very full, very long, very loud day with your students. And again, you might need to be up and moving in order to feel better. So how to get started? I think it's easiest for this situation to be using your mobile device. So you would have the app downloaded and log in, and then you would copy a link to an article that you want to read. You upload it to your app, which is pretty straightforward. And once you upload it into the app, you can pick a voice and listen to it. If you upgrade from the free version, you get more choices in terms of the voices that you can choose from. All right, I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.